All right, good day, everybody. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to today's important discussion on artificial intelligence and plagiarism within the school at UA. So now, as we stand at the crossroads of innovation and integrity, we must address a growing concern: how AI is reshaping the way we learn, teach, and create. However, it presents an ethical challenge, particularly in the realm of academic honesty. The temptation to copy AI-generated work without critical engagement threatens the core values of education within this university. They will share their insights on how we can engage with AI responsibly, fostering mindsets that values reflection, synthesis, and critical thinking. Let this be a conversation about adaptation, not avoidance about using AI, but rather than replace it. Together, we can shape an academic culture that embraces technology while upholding the integrity that defines true learning. Please join me in welcoming our distinguished speakers among us today. Go ahead, guys.
So I would like to start by giving an explanation in terms of AI because a lot of of course they would have actually heard of the term AI and they're actually wondering, what is the meaning of AI. So according to Cloud, Google.com, artificial intelligence is a set of technologies that enables the computer to perform a variety of functions. An example, the ability to understand and analyze the data and also make recommendations. As we have actually heard in terms of the opening of Dinmo, he have stressed the use of AI among our secondary students. Yes, AI has both positive and both negative influences in terms of the use in regards to students. In terms of the positive, we can actually see that it actually reduces time, and it is also used to give the students some from an assistance in terms of the schoolwork and project. In terms of the disadvantage, we can actually see that it's actually encourages the individual to actually be lazy, and once it is not used properly, in terms of the aspect of the critical thinking, that would actually affect the minds and soul of the students.
So we have David Culp's experimental learning theory, emphasizing learning through 4 stages: concrete experience, reflective observation, abstract conceptualization, and active experimentation. Through learning occurs when individuals actively engage in experiences, reflect on them, form new ideas, and apply those ideas in future situations. Evidence of that can be found in Culp's 1984. However, AI use among youth disrupt these stages. For example, heavy reliance on AI tools like using AI for homework or other assignments skips the active experimentation stage, hindering the development of critical thinking and problem solving. Evidence of that can be found in Cox 2018. Moreover, AI mediated communication, such as texting or gaming, reducing opportunities for face-to-face interactions, which are essential for developing social skills like empathy and understanding, body language. In conclusion, while AI can offer benefits, its overuse disrupts Culp's learning stages, contributing to mental health problems, over-reliance on technology, privacy risk, and weakened social skills. To foster healthy development, young people must engage in reflection, experimentation, and real-life interaction away from AI. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Kimberly. I like how you made mention of the critical thinking aspect in regards to AI. It's very important that our students here today that are listening to this presentation implement some kind of critical thinking and how AI hinders that. So may we have our next speaker, please, talking about the implications for learning and reflective practice when using AI. May we have our next speaker, please? Thank you.
Yes, so we're saying that AI has really made, everybody's life a little bit much easier, especially these students. But if they're not really careful, what can happen is that they're going to end up relying on the AI so much that when it comes on to critical thinking, there is none of that, right? So what they want to do is to really ask themselves, or that's why as reflective practice is so important, because it helps a person to kind of like step back and ask themselves, or the students can really ask themselves this. Is AI really helping me learn, or am I just letting it do the work for me? So by reflecting on how AI is used, then persons can be more aware with the learning habits and stuff like that, while they sharpen their problem solving skills, to become independent thinkers, which in effect will help them to be successful, in school now and even beyond school. So Kolb's experimental learning cycle really gives us a simpler way to do this by encouraging our students, even if they do use AI, but it will impact their approach, or adjust for them to adjust their approach and to really apply new strategies, to make learning more effective instead of just copy and pasting. And we do realize that whole cycle really consists of 4 stages, So the concrete experiences that these students have come in contact with some form of AI, whether Chat GPT or Grammarly, they really gained the first-hand experience and limitations towards it. However, they would have to make reflective observations like, did whatever I'm using on AI enhance my understanding, or am I relying too much on it? So what this stage does is really help them recognize areas where AI is really hindering them from learning, from thinking and from really putting things into perspective,
Thank you so much, Ms. Kamoya. So we'll have our next talker continuing on the implications.
So reflective practice also ensures that we use AI ethically and effectively. Without self-evaluation, students may unintentionally engage in plagiarism, accept AI-generated misinformation, or develop passive learning habits. By consistently reflecting on our AI usage, we become more aware of how it influences our academic working and decision-making. This process helps us cultivate academic integrity, become more adaptable learners, as well as strengthen our ability to think independently. With Kolb's learning cycle, the concrete experience is where we engage with AI tools directly. Students can develop firsthand insights into how these technologies impact their learning. A crucial aspect of reflective practice is ethical AI use, which is reinforced through reflective observation, a process where students evaluate whether AI is enhancing or diminishing their academic integrity by helping learners recognize strengths and weaknesses. Abstract conceptualization enables the creation of new theories derived from their experiences and encourages broader connections, while active experimentation enables learners to implement new concepts in adaptive learning environments and real-time scenarios. Ultimately, by balancing technology with critical thinking, we can ensure that AI remains a valuable tool that supports intellectual development rather than replacing human effort and creativity.
All right, thank you so much, Nigene. Now we'll be talking about, artificial intelligence in learning and its effectiveness. So may we have our next speaker, please?
The effectiveness and relevance of using AI to support students' academic success can be immense, but it requires a balanced, reflective approach to maximize learning potential and maintain ethical practices. Reflective learning practices are crucial in guiding students to not only use AI effectively, but also to engage in meaningful critical thinking about their learning experiences. Kolb's learning cycle provides a strong framework for ensuring that AI usage in education is both effective and ethically sound. AI's impact on education is multifaceted. AI technologies offer personalized learning experience, providing students with tailored content, feedback, and assessments that align with their individual needs, pace, and learning styles. These personalized interventions support the active engagement of students, which is crucial for deep learning. Moreover, AI-powered tools help students to identify their learning gaps, enhance retention, and support the mastery of complex topics through continuous feedback. Todd's learning cycle, which emphasizes experiential learning, is particularly relevant when discussing the integration of AI into educational practices. Called experiential learning, style theory is typically represented by 4-stage learning. These are concrete experience, reflective observation, abstract conceptualization, and active experiments. In the context of AI, students' engagement with technology should follow this cycle. AI tools provide concrete experiences, allowing students to engage with the learning materials while introducing new concepts. Students then need to engage in reflection by reflecting on what they learn and analyze how they approach the task from the feedback provided by AI tools. Thirdly, students analyze the feedback and data and integrate this understanding into future tasks. Finally, students must apply these insights in future assignments or problem-solving exercises. This reflective learning cycle ensures that AI is used in a way that promotes meaningful learning rather than passive consumption of information. Thank you.
The effectiveness of AI is closely tied to how responsibly and ethically it is used. AI tools can potentially be biased or reinforce stereotypes, so it is crucial for students to reflect critically on the content and the algorithm guiding AI. Reflective practices enable students to question the sources, validity, and impact of the AI-driven feedback they receive, ensuring that they are making informed decisions about their learning paths. Moreover, the use of AI should align with ethical principles such as transparency, fairness, and privacy. Strategies for using AI ethically in the classroom. Implement transparent AI policies. When integrating AI into educational practices, transparency should be at the forefront. Schools and educators need to establish clear policies outlining the function of AI tools, the nature of data being utilized, and who has access to this information. Kobe's learning cycle and reflective practices. By incorporating Kobe's learning cycle, reflective learning practices allow students to build a deeper understanding of AI roles in their education. When students reflect on their AI-assisted learning experiences, they move beyond superficial interactions and engage in critical thinking, which enhances long-term learning and development. Reflective learning practices help students develop awareness of how AI affects their learning and growth, fostering autonomy and self-directed learning. AI can significantly enhance students' learning when used responsibly, but its effectiveness is contingent upon students actively engaging in reflective practices. This cycle provides an ideal framework for integrating AI tools into education, ensuring that students not only receive personalized feedback, but also develop a deeper understanding of their learning experiences. The reflective process enhances critical thinking and ethical awareness, which are crucial for responsible AI use in education. As students grow more adept at using AI as a learning tool, they will be better equipped to maximize their academic potential while maintaining an ethical stance in their technological engagements.
Right? So also using negotiation and the shared understanding, it is powerful to negotiate meaning rather than just assume an interpretation is correct. You can't always rely on AI. Sometimes the information that they present to you is wrong. It's not always correct. So now that we've heard all of this information about AI, so what are the tools and what are the plans that we can do to foster continuous learning? So what we can do is do a verification tool by asking yourself different questions. Did I try different learning methods? Did I ask questions when something wasn't clear? Or explain concepts in your own words rather than just copying and pasting. Or was I able to connect real life examples? This is a list of questions that you can ask yourself or implement into your work rather than just, using AI and copying and pasting. Using a continuous learning plan, going forward, you can use a checklist to assess your learning strategies, engage in more discussions to test your understanding, experiment with different meaning-making techniques, and use reflection as a guide to improve your learning. So by doing this, you can take control of your learning and ensure that you are bridging the gap between theory and practice, rather than just using AI to copy and paste, your work. So we thank you all, students, for listening to this presentation. We hope you really gathered and interpreted this information well and using AI, responsibly and ethically rather than just using it to plagiarize your work. So thank you all today. Yeah, we really appreciate your time. Have a good day.